Imagine diving almost 10 kilometers deep into the pitch-black darkness of the ocean. Down there, where the water pressure is so immense it would crush you instantly. In this hostile environment where not a single ray of sunlight has ever reached, scientists have just discovered something completely unexpected. What they found could fundamentally change our understanding of life on Earth. Stay tuned for the original footage because we're about to dive together into this fascinating world. A warm welcome to you all. I always find it fascinating how much the deep sea has in common with space, and how much the profession of deep sea diver has in common with that of astronaut. Write me a comment and let me know which you would rather see with your own eyes, the deep sea or outer space, which excites you more. I'm very curious to hear your opinion. And if you find scientific discoveries from the deep sea and outer space as fascinating as I do, then subscribe to the channel now. Subscribing is free, you'll never miss a video again, and you'll be helping me out a lot, so thank you everyone. And now let's dive into the depths of the Pacific Ocean. The Mariana Trench is the deepest known point on our planet. It's a huge crack in the ocean floor that is over 11 kilometers deep in places. To illustrate this for you, if you were to throw Mount Everest in there, its peak would still be more than 2 kilometers below sea level. The water pressure down there is more than 1,000 times higher than at the surface. It is so extreme that even the most stable submarines can only descend there with the most specialized technology. Until now, scientists assumed that only isolated microorganisms could exist at these extreme depths. The sheer darkness, the gigantic pressure, and the icy temperatures seem to make life as we know it impossible. But now, a Chinese research team has made a discovery with the manned deep-sea submersible Fendouzhe, translated as the Fighter, that overturns all previous assumptions. I imagine this discovery went something like this.
There's always a bigger fish.
In a recent study published in the renowned journal Nature, the Chinese researchers report on this spectacular discovery. They found not only individual organisms, but thriving ecosystems. At a depth of up to 9,533 meters, these are the deepest known animal communities ever discovered. What they saw down there was nothing short of surreal. Thousands of tubeworms up to 30 centimeters long protruding from the seabed like an underwater forest. Large colonies of mussels, crustaceans, sea cucumbers, and other invertebrates populate the deep sea floor. The researchers describe it as a true oasis of life in a world that should actually be dead. The lead author of the study, Mengrandu from the Institute of Deep Sea Science in China, explains the significance of the discovery. This marks the discovery of the deepest and most extensive chemosynthetic communities known on Earth. This is truly revolutionary because it shows that life can thrive even in places where you would never expect it. But how is that possible? How can these organisms exist in complete darkness where no photosynthesis can take place? Let's think about the famous quote from Jurassic Park.
Life, finds a way.
Life finds a way, and in this case, the answer lies in a fascinating process called chemosynthesis. While almost all life on Earth depends on solar energy, these deep-sea dwellers use a completely different energy source. Chemical compounds that seep out of the seafloor. Specifically, these are methane and hydrogen sulfide, which rise to the surface through geological cracks in the deep sea floor. Special bacteria can use these chemicals as an energy source, similar to how plants use sunlight to produce organic compounds. These bacteria then form the basis of the entire food chain. Many of the animals found, especially the tubeworms and mussels, live in a symbiotic relationship with these bacteria. They harbor the bacteria within their bodies and thus benefit from the nutrients produced. Given how little the sun has shone in Germany this summer, maybe some creatures here should also switch to chemosynthesis. The Chinese researchers conducted 23 dives and discovered chemosynthetic communities along a stretch of 2,500 kilometers. They gave the various sites poetic names such as Wintersweet Valley, Cottonfield, and Blue Marsh, names that reflect the beauty of these surreal underwater landscapes, and the researchers measured population densities of up to 5,813 tubeworms and 293 mussels per square meter. These are values that one would rather expect in a tropical coral reef. The geological formation of these habitats is just as fascinating as the animals themselves. The Mariana Trench is formed by the subduction of the Pacific Plate beneath the Philippine Plate. These enormous tectonic forces create cracks and faults in the seabed through which methane-rich water is pushed up from the deep sediment layers. The methane is produced by microbial decomposition of organic material in the sediments, a process that takes millions of years. And what makes this discovery so significant is not only the sheer existence of these communities, but also their extent. Previous finds of deep-sea creatures are mostly limited to small isolated areas. Here, researchers have discovered an entire network of habitats stretching thousands of kilometers. You could say we have discovered a kind of giant bikini bottom at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Co-author Andrei Gebruk from the Russian Shirshov Institute of Oceanology emphasizes,
given the geological similarities with other deep-sea trenches, such chemosynthetic communities may be more widespread than previously thought.
this means we could be at the very beginning of a series of spectacular discoveries.
These findings also have important implications for our understanding of the global carbon cycle. Microbial processes in deep-sea sediments can store significant amounts of organic carbon in the form of methane. This means that these ecosystems are not only habitats, but also play an important role in the Earth's climate system.
Moreover, these discoveries challenge our traditional understanding of how food is supplied in the deep sea. Until now, it was believed that deep-sea life mainly depends on organic material sinking down from the surface.
So-called marine snowfall. However, the new findings show that chemical energy plays a much more important role than previously thought. The research work is extremely challenging. The extreme conditions at these depths make every research mission a technical feat. The crew of the Fendouzhe had to work in temperatures just above freezing and under enormous pressure. Every dive is a risk and costs millions of dollars.
From my point of view, though, it's worth it, because the most important question we're pursuing with this is how life originated on Earth.
So basically, the biggest question of all. If life is possible under such extreme conditions, then that also opens up new perspectives for the search for life on other celestial bodies. The icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, such as Europa or Enceladus, could offer similar conditions with dark oceans, thick ice shells, and possible hydrothermal vents on the sea floor. So perhaps chemosynthesis is the magic word in the search for aliens. I could well imagine that such creatures live under the thick ice shells of Jupiter and Saturn's moons. Write me in the comments how we should name this species.
So this research once again shows us that our planet still holds many secrets. While we search for life on distant planets with telescopes, there are life forms right on our doorstep that are completely foreign to us. The deep sea remains one of the least explored habitats on Earth, less known than the surface of Mars. I will keep you updated on all future research findings. So go ahead and subscribe now, and don't forget to give a thumbs up so we can really get the YouTube algorithm going.
But space never ceases to surprise us. The interstellar visitor 3I Atlas has mysteriously changed. Suddenly it glows green. Could we be dealing with an extraterrestrial spacecraft? You can find out everything behind this in the video displayed at the top right. As always, you'll find another exciting video about science and space at the bottom right. Otherwise, I'd say see you in the next video. Take care, folks.